Welcome back to another video. This time we're working on the 210 and trying to put some new wheels on the car, but of course, as always, we run into some problems. We're going to explore the wheel hub assembly in this episode and kind of show the bits and pieces that make up the wheel hub and replace a few things here as we discover a few items that need repair. So, hope you enjoy the episode. As always, thanks for watching. Please check out my other videos on my other Datsuns, my Datsun 1200 pickup and my Datsun 1200 race car, and also see our Facebook group at Datsun 1200 USA Club.
Hey everybody, working today on the 210, trying to get some new wheels and rubber on the car, and ran into a slight issue here with the driver's side wheel hub. Let me go and show you what's going on. We went to tighten the new wheel on, and what happened was the wheel studs, two of them, are loose. This one here and this one here, as you can see it moving around. So when you went to tighten the wheel on, they just spinned and couldn't get tight. So we're gonna have to do a repair on that, unfortunately.
Don't you just love when your wheel stud wiggles like the Wiggles?
This is a spare wheel hub I have here that I was working on, but unfortunately I pretty much wrecked this one here, taking the seal out, and I think this is pretty much garbage now because I don't think the seal is ever gonna seal properly again. This seal goes in there, and yeah, pretty much messed that one up, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to repair the one that's on the car. If you've never done this before, what you have to do is take these two bolts out of the caliper. I support the caliper with a bungee cord so it's not flopping around. Then you got to take the cotter pin out and take the whole assembly out of here, and the whole hub and the rotor will both slide out. Okay, got the whole assembly ready to come out. Here's the order of operations. Caliper bolts, cotter pin. Actually, caliper bolts, hubcap, cotter pin, cap, nut, washer. Now this washer, notice, has a little tooth on it to guide it, and then there's the wheel bearing. The wheel bearing will come out. There's two wheel bearings, front and back, so be aware of that. It's a good thing I'm taking this one out because this one's pretty much toast. Here's the hub, the rotor assembly. You got the wheel hub, the rotor, and on the back here, there's the rear seal and the rear wheel bearing. And what you have to do to take the hub off is take these four bolts out. Okay, after some persuasion with a little light tapping of the hammer, the two pieces become, or the one piece becomes two pieces. And here you can see the seal and the back wheel bearing. And you can see these wheel studs. This is the one of the loose ones, and this other one too. You can actually hear it jiggling. So I'm undecided whether I'm going to tap them out and replace them, or I might just tack weld them in place. But I think I'm going to try to replace them and see what happens. Here's round two. This is the hub that came off the car, and these are pretty much mangled and pretty shot, so I decided to just hammer them out, and cleaned all the grease out of there. So what I'm going to do is take some drifts and try to punch these bearing races out. They got one on the front and one on the back there. You want to use a soft punch. You don't want to use the steel one. So don't use a steel one like this. because that'll ruin it. You want to use soft metal like a brass one here, or else you're going to wind up marking this and causing damage to your hub assembly. Service manual for the 210. And you read it here, it tells you to use a soft brass drift and a mallet. So that's what you got to do.
Bro, I'm straight up not having a good time.
Okay, I couldn't find the paint stripper, but I'm going to hit it with a wire wheel real quick, clean it up, and hit it with some brake cleaner, and get the inside all cleaned out nice, ready for some new grease. And then I'll be able to put the new wheel studs in. Then we'll be ready to put the bearing races in, the outer races and all the bearings, and pack it with wheel grease and get it back on the car. If you guys are going to work on an old car from the 70s like my Datsun 210, I highly suggest buying one of these service manuals. You can find them on eBay, Amazon, other places online, and it's well worth the investment. This tells you everything you need to do for what I'm doing right now. Taking off the wheel bearings, putting the wheel bearings back in, and servicing basically the entire car. Okay, to set these wheel studs in the hub, I'm using a trick that my friend told me about. You see, these are splined. They go in there from the back though, right? And to tighten them down, what I'm doing is I'm taking a big torque wrench here. I got some spacers, washers. I put a wheel nut on, and then I'm just cranking this thing down. And as I'm cranking it down, it pulls in snug. Okay, for this next part, I'm down here in the basement, and this here is my deep freezer. Why the hell am I down here with my deep freezer? Well, the bearing races that go in there, they're a press fit, and I figure that if I freeze them, they might go in a little bit easier, because when you freeze things, they contract, so the metal will contract a little bit. Might be a little bit easier to press in there. And I have this press kit that I picked up from Harbor Freight that I'll be able to smack them in there. So the key thing is, when you do smack them in there, you got to make sure they're in the right position, because these bearings are conical shaped and they have to go in the right direction. Okay, so if you're doing this, make sure you get them smacked in the right direction. There they are down there, taking a chill right next to the pot stickers. And what else do we have down here? Pasta sauce and sandwich bread. Nice. White Castle cheeseburgers, I forgot about those.
Sacrilegious.
Yeah, that's definitely the way to go. That first one went in super smooth, super easy. And you could see it's all the way in there. But that just took one little smack to seat. And now as it heats up to room temperature, it'll expand and snug fit in there. So as you can see here, they are a conical fit, right? So it fits in there like that. If you put it in the other way, you're going to be in trouble. So make sure you get it the right direction. Now before this can go on the car, I got to pack the bearings with grease, pack the inside with grease, and then get the wheel seal on. Here's the wheel dirty part. Haha. Get some grease, put it in here, and this is a called a handy packer, and this is basically a quick way to pack the bearings. Just unscrew this. Okay, you put the bearing in there and pack it down, and it comes out with grease packed, ready to go. Alright, now I got the wheel bearing in and the hub torqued down with the 4 bolts. I'm going to go ahead and put the seal in. Alright, we got the hub on, front wheel bearing on. I just got to put in the rest of the hardware and bolt the caliper up, and we're ready to put that wheel on.